morning, everybody. This is Esports Money's ESM, MacTan, whatever you want to call me, and today we're going to be going over my guide to Drow Ranger's Ancient Jungling. Really quickly, I just want to say, this guide, like a lot of jungling guides that I'll be coming out with soon, because they're very non-traditional jungling heroes, is going to not be the most efficient guide possible. It's not super efficient, especially depending on the choices you make while you're doing it, and if you fuck it up at all, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. It's something that I would say I wouldn't do in ranked games, at least not above mid 3k MMR, and it's something that I would say practice a couple times in bot games to make sure you can do it smoothly before you do it. It's a jungle build, and a lot of it looks like you can just kind of AFK on it, but you don't want to go completely AFK on it because you want to be able to make sure you stack the Ancient Camp appropriately at every time. Now, it's 32 seconds before the game starts. I have Slippers of Agility, Quelling Blade, Observer Wards. The only thing you absolutely need is the Quelling Blade and level 1 Precision Aura. I bought the wards because I like to have one here when I'm doing this. It's not required, but I really like to have that ward there. You should ask your support to put the ward right where this one is right here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these two trees, this tree and this tree, and all of these trees here. Not like this whole cluster, but just a line of trees right here. That way I can get vision from where I'm standing, which will be right here, under the Ancients right here, and I can attack them. However, sometimes the Ancients will be in a position where you can't reach them with your bow, with your right-click completely, so you have to just let them chill there at around 50 seconds. Don't attack them after 42 or so seconds, and then run up to right here, and then hit them at 52, 53 seconds, and then run back around in order to stack it. So the basic principle of this is you're going to be slowly right-clicking down Ancients, and you're going to be getting your choice of 2 Wraith Bands to go with your Quelling Blade, or a Hand of Midas. The big thing about the Wraith Bands is that it lets you kill the Ancients a lot faster, which is really, really good, and just, it's more efficient. But the Hand of Midas is a Hand of Midas. If you're going for a more intelligent build, or personally what I think is the most viable build in this here, especially if you have another carry, get a couple of Wraith Bands and start working toward a Mask of Madness. By 10 minutes, you should be at least level 7 with a Mask of Madness, a couple Wraith Bands, a Quelling Blade, etc. So, let's get started. Now remember, creeps spawn at 30 seconds the first time. So I've got a good bit of time here. Again, I generally would say build at least 1 Wraith Band or get your Gloves of Haste at level 1. I'll be quiet for a second while this goes on. So again, I would say get your get the aura at level 1, and then get your Circlet and your Slippers of Agility to build into your Wraith Band if you're going for the multiple Wraith Band and a Mask of Madness build, which in my opinion is exponentially more efficient than going for Midas on this hero. But if you're not going down that road, then if you're going the Midas, get the Gloves of Haste. The only reason that you wouldn't be doing either of those things is if you had to buy the wards. Honestly, you don't have to do it, but I find it easier to do it, and I really like the vision here because it makes me feel safer, because that means the only place that they can kind of run through is right here, and you should be able to see them clip by, unless they have something like a Bounty Hunter. You've got this covered, you've got this covered, you've got this covered, like, you should be safe if you have that ward. Plus, it gives you full vision of wherever they are. There's no mystery involved. Another thing, and I've talked about this in other guides I've made, when you're stacking, do not attack that big golden dinosaur creep thing. Okay, I'm gonna wait now. Do not attack the big golden one when you're stacking, because if you attack this dude right here, it actually won't stack. He'll use an ability and he'll just stand still. He'll lose aggro. This is 53, right click. And now we have 2 stacks. You're pretty much always going to be safe from their attacks. Like, you don't need any regen for this, unless you stand up a little bit too far against the dragons. Everything else has range that's so short that if you're standing past this tree stump right here, they won't be able to get you. But if you pass this white thing right here, they will be able to get you. And I'm getting a little bit sloppy because I'm talking and I'm not thinking completely, but there we go. One of the really important things with this hero, and one of the reasons you can't just AFK this hero, is because, like, there'll be times where this dinosaur goes out of range, and I'll need to be right-clicking something to maintain efficiency. So I'll just right-click, like, a small creep or something instead. 50, 51, 52. Cool. That probably won't stack. That was a little bit late. No, it looks like we'll be good. Cool. Remember to try to focus the same creep. Might be good to start with the small creep so you can get a good burst of experience and try to get level 2. And I'm standing up a little bit farther. I'm taking a few hits from some of the ranged creeps, but... Okay, quick pause. At this point, how greedy are you going to be? If you want to be able to fight relatively early, then you get a point in your Frost Arrow, so you can have summon that, or a point in your Gust. If you're being super greedy and just want to kill these things as fast as possible, then just level stats. But I'm not going to level stats. I'm going to get Frost Arrows. Wham. And I'll wait a minute. But yeah, guys, this is basically it. This is the mechanics of jungling this hero. Everything else you can kind of just do. Like, what items do you want? When do you fight? Things like that. You do get an assload of experience from hitting the big ones, so that's something to keep in mind. I'm going to let these guys hit me, so they'll go back to base faster. Go back to base, go back to base, go back to base, go back to base, go back to base. Oh, there's no way that's going to stack. Yeah, that was bad. Either way. Okay, bring the Flying Courier. Alright, it's 3 minutes in. I'm still level 2, and I have a Ward, a Wraithbane, a Circlet, and a Quelling Blade. It's pretty bad because A, I miss one of my stacks, second, I'm talking, and I'm kind of articulating while I'm going about, so I haven't been focusing the same. If I'd focused the same one down, I'd be probably pretty close to level 3, if not level 3 already, which means a second point in my Precision Aura. But this is the general, like, idea behind Drow Ancient Jungling. It's not really efficient, like I said. It's not something that I would ever do in one of my pub games. However, a hero that you can also do this exact same thing with, and I would do this in my pub games with, and I have done this in my pub games with, is Medusa. Medusa can fucking do this. And Medusa can actually rush that Midas and actually make it pay off because she needs farm so badly. That's it. That's it, guys. After you get the Mask of Madness, or if you get Boot for Mask of Madness, whatever, get your Power Treads. Power Tread's a good item on this hero. And then you have your choice of if you have to be the hard carry, then you can get something like a Manta or a Butterfly. If you don't have to be the hard carry, you can get the Shadow Blade, and then you have, or even a Blink Dagger. And then you have excellent positioning power alongside with the movement speed of the Mask of Madness. Remember, this is a very positional hero. This hero does more damage than almost any hero in Dota, but this hero is also extremely fragile. So be careful when you're doing this. Again, this is something that I wouldn't do or recommend doing if you're like mid 3Ks or above in MMR. And it's also something that I would say you would want to practice in bot games before doing in a real match. But yeah, if you don't hit your if you don't miss your stacks, you should get decent levels in farm doing this. Anyway, thanks for watching. My name's Esports Monies, ESM Mac10, whatever you want to call me, and you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/MacX10, on Twitter at Esports Monies. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.